Well, hello there, friends and followers, and hello, Carl. So here, Carl, is a look at your T4X that you bought to replace the one that I sent you that got lost. And now the one I sent you has turned up today on your porch on UPS. So that's amazing. But anyway, Carl, I promised you I would look after this one that you bought as a replacement, and I followed through with that promise. So this thing has been pretty much taken up to my standards now as far as being clean and lubricated and switches detoxed. I still want to do a little bit more detoxing tomorrow. I want to get some brighter bulbs in here. I have some LEDs in here, but they aren't very bright. So I want to get this meter looking a little better, but the color looks pretty good on both of these. I did take this panel off and clean the Lexan window back here, and I cleaned up the Lexan dials that rotate. I lubricated the window that slides here so that it's reasonably working. A little stiff, but working. You can loosen this up to make it go easier, but keep that tight for shipping. Took the knob off, cleaned all that, and I took off the keeper here. This little display window, I took this off and lubricated the PTO inside there. So I have some special grease that I put on these that is very helpful. You can't really see in there very well, but I did lubricate the bearings in there and the worm gear. In fact, where's that grease? Here it is. So this grease is really good for that. And I tend to use the synthetic grease. I would say throughout the year, this is half gone. I've used so much of it on these Drake radios anyway. So this thing's about ready to go back to you, Carl. The finals are neutralized. It has good sideband transmission. The power is reasonable with the finals in there. I did find these finals were popped up a bit from the shipment, I think. So when you get this back, you probably want to push those back down if they're popped up from the UPS ground shipping, and take a look at that. Take a look at any tubes that could be loose in here. Make sure they're all in well. But this radio cleaned up nice. I'm really happy with how it turned out. It's one of the better radios I've ever seen as far as not having too much damage on the deck. The deck is not stained a whole lot with moisture that ruined it. So this radio is still pretty much pristine. And the front looks pretty darn nice too on this thing. I didn't pull the whole front panel off like I usually do, but I did make sure these knobs were tidy. They didn't need much work. This knob had nicotine all over it. I cleaned it up, cleaned up all in here, cleaned up all in here where nicotine was in there. And that's about it. The radio looks almost new now. It looks reasonable. And this is really now a lot easier to turn, so it really tunes nice. Anyway, so I think I might try to fire this thing up in 40 meters and see if I can raise anybody on 40 with it. See how well I could work tonight on this thing. See if I could talk to anybody. Maybe I'll use an SDR for a receiver. Anyway, Carl, that's the status. So once these LEDs come in, I can replace these bulbs with LEDs. These are LEDs in here now, but these LEDs aren't very good. Replace that bulb. Replace the bulb down there for the meter. And clean up the switch. Clean up this with some detox a little more. And maybe this one a little bit, which I couldn't clean yet. And once that's done, this radio is going back to you, Carl. Okay, thanks for watching. Have a great day.